We're asking all the questions. Michael C. Williams about to give us the answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to your three judges. Doug Crosby, Michael Bell, Sal D'Amato, all have it the same, 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Daniele Scapizzi.
A signature win for a young fighter, and he earned it against the veteran, Davy Gaillon. Daniel Scatizzi moves to 12-6, increases his local fan base. We are going live, top of the hour on Showtime with the main card, all roads leading now to a co-main event with Fabian Edwards and Charlie Ward, maybe a middleweight title shot on the line, and of course, Adam Piccolotti and Mansour Barnaoui in the main event, top of the hour on Showtime.
Bellator heats up in Milan when lightweight contender Adam Piccolotti takes on Bellator newcomer Mansour Barnaoui, plus Fabian the Assassin Edwards versus Charlie Relentless Ward.
Hey, Bellator Nation, follow us across a large array of digital platforms and stay up to date on everything you need to know. Like us on the Bellator Facebook page and see exclusive videos. Follow us and get instant updates on Twitter at Bellator MMA and get a chance to have your tweet live on the broadcast. See amazing pictures on Instagram at Bellator MMA. Join Bellator Nation today. From the gym to the streets, Bellator fans head to BellatorShop.com and gear up in hats, shirts, hoodies, and more. It's the only way to get the same apparel the fighters wear. BellatorShop.com.
Known for its fashion culture, architectural landmarks, and high-end art, Milan, Italy is also home to championship-level sports.
Pomega slams it home. One of the most storied clubs in Champions League history.
So it's only fitting that the Bellator cage makes a return to Italy's second-largest city for a night of world-class fights.
Another first-round knockout.
Tonight, Fabian the Assassin Edwards, fresh off his knockout victory over MMA legend Lyoto Machida, looks to stay hot when he takes on SBG product relentless Charlie Ward.
Yeah, I think Fabian Edwards is overlooking him. No, to me, it's just another fight. It's another opponent. I always come to win.
When it comes to meathead fighters, I think Charlie's right in that category. There's not a lot of thought behind his shots.
I'm looking for the takedown or to take his head off, one or the other. If I land on you left or right, you will go out. Simple.
I'll be surprised if he makes it a fight. I'm going in there to hurt Charlie.
And in our main event, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Adam "The Bomb" Piccolotti.
Wow, it's got, that looked like a blood fountain.
Welcomes Bellator newcomer Mansour Barnaoui in a ground game battle at 155. The cage is set and the Italian fans are on their feet. This is Bellator Milan. One of Europe's most spectacular cities, Milan, Italy. You know it as a capital of fashion, but it's also Italy's financial hub. And like the stock market, fortunes will go up and down tonight for some of the top mixed martial artists in the world. And you are inside the Allianz Cloud in Milan on a night a wrestling prodigy tries to stake his claim for a featherweight world title shot. On a night, the younger brother of one of the sports men of the hour tries to get one step closer to family history and MMA history. But all eyes on that main event where an invitation to $1 million party could stand between one of Bellator's most familiar homegrown veterans and one of the company's newest additions, a pride free agent. It is great to see you, as always. I'm Sean Grandin. Monday is Halloween, and that means all over the world, kids and more than a few adults will be out in search of that perfect treat. But what if that treat was a check for $1 million and a world title? Well, ponder that, because next year, Bellator will have its inaugural lightweight world Grand Prix. But if you ask the two fighters in the main event tonight, they'll tell you, as far as they're concerned, that Grand Prix begins tonight. For 8 years now, we have watched Adam Piccolotti inside the Bellator cage grow before our eyes, rise with submission win after submission win, then bad luck, bad decisions, bad judgment would knock him back down the ladder. Now he finally controls his own championship destiny. Adam Piccolotti has been a mainstay, an open book in Bellator, but this man is a mystery with potential to become a real page-turner. And one of the top free agents in European MMA has chosen Bellator, and tonight, Mansour Barnaoui gets a main event stage to make immediate impact. Now with that, we welcome in a man who's not only my brother, he's a founding father of this great sport. We have watched Adam Piccolotti for years, as we said, rise and fall. He said, I want to be center stage. I want to be in the main event. Give me the ball. Tonight, he's got all of it.
Boy, you call the ball, sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for. And I'm telling you right now, Adam Piccolotti's got a ton of skill. He is a fantastic wrestler. His jiu-jitsu is unbelievable. But what he is going to be facing is a guy that has got length, is dangerous on that outside, is dangerous in the clinch, and has a ground game where he is submitted by rear naked choke his last 5 opponents. This guy is a stud. He's just an unknown to most people, but Adam Piccolotti knows what he's up against.
2 months ago, Leon Edwards shocked not only the MMA world, the sports world with his knockout of Kamaru Usman to become a world champion. With a win tonight, his younger brother, John, well, he might be closer to following in those footsteps than we all realize.
Well, you talk about following in the footsteps. You know, Leon got that against a guy who started as a wrestler. Well, the guy who is the middleweight champion here in Bellator started as a wrestler, and Johnny Eblin has been lighting people up on the feet, and Fabian Edwards wants a shot at Johnny Eblin. If you look at what Fabian does, he's fast, he's got great power, good kicks, beautiful knees. He is the full package. If there's one area that you go, well, maybe he's not the greatest wrestler in the world, but he's got very good defensive wrestling, and he makes people pay. This is an outstanding matchup with a brawler like Charlie Ward. Charlie just goes after you. He's got power in both his left hand and right hand. Doesn't do a lot of kicks, but he will wrestle, he will grapple, he will clinch, and he will try to bring you to the ground. Charlie Ward needs to make this a dirty, nasty fight to get the win.
That's the co-main event we are looking forward to tonight with Charlie Ward and Fabian Edwards. But it all begins with an American wrestling prodigy in search of a featherweight world title shot. For more on that, here in Milan, we say buonasera to Amanda Guerra.
Buonasera, Sean. I'm a little upset both of you. Neither one of you has offered to take me shopping yet. We'll talk about that after the show. Let's get you ready for the first fight on this main card tonight because it is a doozy. We have Justin J-Chain Gonzalez going up against Andrew Fisher here. Now, Justin Gonzalez is putting a ton of pressure on himself coming into this fight. He is 13-1. That one loss coming to Aaron Pico 2 fights ago. He moved to 8th in the rankings. That is not good enough for him. He wants Pico again or Jeremy Kennedy and then a shot at the belt. But he's going up against a veteran in Andrew Fisher. Fisher has not lost since 2016. 15 of his 19 wins, all finishes. And not only that, he's not taking a lot of damage in his career. He credits that to his style. He says, I'm smart in the way that I fight. Now, Justin Gonzalez, he has a wrestling background. He has the advantage in that area. But he says, look, I've recently fallen in love with my stand-up. So he wants to start by picking apart Fisher by standing up. We'll see how this all unfolds. Back to you.
All right, Amanda, yeah, always dangerous when you hear a wrestler say he's fallen in love with his stand-up. Well, we've got big news about the featherweight world champion, the Bellator GOAT, Patricio Pitbull, coming up later. AJ McKee moving to lightweight. The injury to Aaron Pico, though, have opened up a window at 145, and one of these guys is going to try to kick it in.
Set now to make his way to the cage, Andrew Fisher. Opponent Justin J-Train Gonzalez.
All aboard the J-Train in a sport full of machismo and high levels of self-confidence all the way around. It's hard to be the guy who talks about himself in the third person. So when Justin Gonzalez says at the end of the fight, J-Train's getting his hand raised, you know he lacks not for confidence. But, John, that confidence comes from the best of all places, the ability to back it up. One decision loss to Aaron Pico is all that separates this J-Train from being an undefeated Express.
Yeah, and everyone needs to go back and watch that fight. You want to talk about a back and forth as far as unbelievable pace and the things that were going on in that. That was his first loss. He came back with a big win against Kai Kamaka, who's been fighting fantastic. And Justin Gonzalez knows this is the type of fight I need to set me into that point of the featherweights. That contention for a title is always right there.
We check out the tail of the tape in the opener. They're different in a lot of ways, but the one thing you won't see on this screen here is speed.
The big difference here, 72-inch reach to 68.5. Andrew Fisher is a technician on the feet. Justin Gonzalez, incredibly fast.
A night that could end with a golden ticket for the winner of the main event begins, as always, with the golden voice of Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Bellator MMA Live on Showtime. From Milan, Italy, we extend a special welcome to the brave men and women serving around the world and joining us tonight on AFN, the American Forces Network. And now, tonight, from Allianz Cloud, here at Bellator 287, we begin with 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing the blue corner. At 5'10", weighing in 146 pounds even, his professional record, 19 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, from Sunderland, England, Andrew Fisher. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. At 5'9", weighing in 145.2 pounds, near perfect as a professional. 13 victories, just 1 defeat. He fights out of Greeley, Colorado, USA, Justin J-Train Gonzalez. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge, Jaron Villel.
On my cue. Fighter, fighter, fight.
The story of that man, Andrew Fisher, so interesting because his first run in Bellator came 8-9 years ago. He faced and lost to David Joe Taiminglo and Saul Almeida. And you never see this in a younger fighter. John, you know they have excuses, right? Always. Andrew Fisher said, you know what? I wasn't good enough. I just was not good enough. I didn't realize at the time I kept making excuses for why I wasn't winning. And I finally realized, looking in the mirror, it was on me. He's a different fighter later in his career.
Boy, he has been so good because he's not as fast as guys, and he doesn't have that tremendous power that puts people out with one shot. But he just figures out ways to make you have a hard fight, and then he gets into you, and whatever you're weak at, that's what he tries to exploit, and he's been fantastic at it.
Now, we're going to talk about the speed, obviously, here, because Justin Gonzalez is so much faster. But what Andrew Fisher says is everybody's faster than me. Everybody is. So I know if I get caught in that, and he basically says if I wrestle Justin Gonzalez, I'm going to lose, but I can beat him every other way.
Well, he believes he can, but the question is, can he get those shots off? Can he land his hands on Justin? Because Justin doesn't just stand in front of you in a stand-up. He moves his feet. He takes angles, and that makes it difficult to get those counters in when you're not as fast.
You should watch that Aaron Pico fight against Justin Gonzalez, as he fought at such a high level. And obviously, thinking about Aaron Pico and his recovery, Justin Gonzalez was too. I asked him about it. What is it like specifically when a guy gets hurt in such a difficult way that you have been, that you have shared the cage with? And there's a different camaraderie there.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And, you know, he wants to get back at Aaron Pico. He thinks that's a fight that he could get back. But the one thing about Justin that you could see in that, Aaron Pico does not get tired. Justin Gonzalez does not get tired.
Cardio for days.
It's amazing that these guys can go as fast and as hard as they went in that fight and just come out in the next round like nothing's happened. Incredible. Nice clean shot by Andrew Fisher with the right hand. But the one thing you'll notice with Andrew Fisher, he does have a really solid defense. A lot of his shots, A lot of the shots thrown at him, they're going to go off of his shoulder, off of his hands, off of his arm. They don't cleanly strike, so he doesn't accept a lot of the power.
That's what he told us the other day. I take a lot of shots on the gloves.
He does. There's no doubt about it. You know, in watching his fights, there's times when you look and you go, a lot of things were thrown his way. Not much actually got through. This is the difference maker right there, though. And at any time, I believe Justin Gonzalez can take Andrew Fisher down to the ground when he wants and ride on him. And if he decides to do that, that's going to be something that Andrew's going to have to start to open things up to try to either get away from him, look for the submission. It's not going to be an easy road.
In 2022, where the sport is now, when you hear about a guy, and Andrew Fisher uses camps, but he talks about coaching himself. Does that in 2022 sort of hit you like, eh?
You know, it does. You look at it and you go, that's the dumbest thing. Don't do that. If there's a guy that I can say can do it, it's Andrew Fisher, because he was a coach, and he's a good coach. I've been there when he has coached his fighters, and he knows this sport. But normally, generally, usually you're going to say, you can't push yourself hard enough. Things are not the same. You don't see the same things that the coach on the outside is going to see. But he says it's working for him. Let's see.
Do you see him as someone that could be a coach?
Oh, absolutely. He is a very good coach, solid coach, knows the game and calls things out in a very calm and efficient way. He's going to be a great coach when he decides to hang the gloves up.
We talked about, during the prelims, we talked about Ashley Grimshaw that way. You can sort of see it. The one guy, for me, the one guy that was jumped off the page was King Mo.
King Mo's fantastic.
You knew he'd be a coach.
It's funny because no one gave King Mo credit when he was fighting, that how smart he was as a fighter and the things he would pick up. And I would talk with him, and man, he would say things, and I go, dude.
He was playing chess.
Oh, yeah.
Other guys were playing checkers.
Smart man. Nice right hand by Justin Gonzalez. That did get through. So did that nice jab.
Fisher was right about the exchanges on the feet. He was even, but that takedown for Gonzalez in the middle of the round stands out. Take a look at it.
There's Gonzalez. Notice the head movement, lands the right hand, brings the kick up. The kick did not land, but all of that beautifully done. And then here goes that takedown. You saw how easy he gets into him. Elevates, brings him down. Watch the combination here. Takes a nice right hand to the body, left hand to the body, comes up to the head, touches the body, the head, not so much, but there's no doubt, you're taking a look at what occurred in that round. Andrew Fisher has got to bring more to the game to stop what Justin Gonzalez is doing.
You think he's grappled a little in his looking at Andrew Fisher?
A couple times. Yeah.
Justin Gonzalez, of course,
here we go.
Northern Colorado, teammates with Justin Gaethje. I'd like to have Northern Colorado on your scale. Who do we have next week? Oh, Northern Colorado. Got Gaethje and Gonzalez.
Nice.
Yeah, good low kick. Mixing it up well.
Oh, beautiful combination by Justin Gonzalez. That was going to the body, comes right back up to the head as the hands come down.
And this is where speed isn't just in takedowns or whatever. Speed is with the hands, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, and what you're seeing is Andrew Fisher wants to counter, but he can't because of the shots are coming so fast. He is defending, and the counter is just out of the equation at that point, which means he's the one that's on defense. Justin Gonzalez is all offense.
Again, 37 years old. All seen the story, right? Muhammad Ali talking about the Joe Frazier fight. 71, you can see it coming. Move, legs, move. But when you're older, that connection between the brain and the body is a little bit slower.
Definitely slows down. And boy, it's just small little fractions of increments of time make huge differences in the fight game.
That's not even like, where did I put my keys? That's, please don't let me get hit with this hook.
Right now, Justin Gonzalez is really just, it's target practice for him at this point.
These are clean shots.
Yes. And nothing really is coming his way. You can see that Andrew right now is in that position where he's so aware of the speed difference and trying to stop what Justin Gonzalez is doing that there's no offense coming out from him.
Do you get troubled when you hear a wrestler openly admitting he has fallen in love with the stand-up?
Yeah, the problem with it is I hate when a guy doesn't stick with what brought him.
Right.
You know, and it's not that you have to, that's the only thing you do, but you've got to realize what is it that made you who you are. Well, if it's that wrestling, don't just throw it to the side. Use it, but use it wisely if you want, and use your stand-up also. The more you use both, the more difficult you become in the cage.
Some guys, I remember Brandon Gertz.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, once he fell in love with that stand-up and knocking guys out.
He was fun to watch.
It was. He had a couple of those that, where have you been all my life?
Oh my God, his third fight against Derek Campos. Unbelievable. See it right there. That just showed you how confused right now Andrew Fisher is based upon just the hand speed and footwork right now of Justin Gonzalez.
There are levels to this, and you can see where Justin Gonzalez is right now.
Beautiful straight right hand. Looks like a serious hematoma over the left eye. It's opening up on Andrew Fisher. It's starting to close off a little bit.
Justin Gonzalez talking about the Kamaka fight, saying, hey, you're always happy with a win, but I should have done more. And he didn't want to say that when this one is over. And he's put together 10 really solid, crisp minutes here.
Yeah, he has just looked sharp. Everything that he's doing is working for him right now. Andrew Fisher trying to march him down, hanging tough. He's just trying to figure out the riddle of how do I beat the speed.
Andrew Fisher was only really concerned with the wrestling of Justin Gonzalez, which has not been a factor. It hasn't had to be. When you get to that point where I'll use it if I need it, it'll be interesting to see how Justin Gonzalez approaches this third round.
Fisher.
You called it, John. They're going right to work on that left eye. What are you looking at? Not as a doctor, but as a referee to let him back out.
Really what you're looking at is look at where his eyes are at. Look at who he's looking at. See if he's paying attention to the words being spoken to him by his trainer, or is he basically starting to look everywhere else, not paying attention. Take a look at where that eye's looking at. It's telling you he's still in the game. He knows what he's got.
3 seconds out. Let's go.
He's still there.
Let's go. Let's go.
Andrew Fisher has taken damage.
Fight.
He has been dominated, but he is still on his feet. A dangerous veteran. This is what I was saying. Now does Justin Gonzalez start changing levels and using the wrestling to try to ice it. Again, this goes back to the bigger debate that you have, you and Josh, everybody, all the talking heads talking about open scoring. Let's pretend we had open scoring, and let's pretend it was what we think it is here, 2 rounds to none. The argument against it is that changes the dynamic of this third round.
Absolutely it does. Because Justin Gonzalez's corner has told him he's won both rounds. And they're right. It's not hard to see. So he's already got that in there, but he's not completely sure. And he's got to go out and say, what do I want to do in this round? Well, if I'm in his corner and knowing where he is in the rankings and everything that this fight can do for him, hey, you've beat him up. You've dominated position of fight, where it's going to be at. Now I want you to finish him off. I want you to go out there, use your striking to get into the grappling. Let's take him down. Let's ground and pound. Let's get him back up if we want, but let's just get rid of him. And that's not an easy thing to do with Fisher.
That 8 you're looking at is in an ever-evolving featherweight division. We've got some news a little bit later on about the world champion, Patricio Pitbull.
Nice.
You may be making for New Year's Eve.
Heavy, heavy body shot with that right hand by Gonzalez. He keeps going back to that spot, too. Love the fact that he's moving this up and down. He's not just head hunting all the time. Clean right hand again.
This is a graduation kind of fight for Justin Gonzalez.
Well, the thing that you really got to look at, nice little collar tie, dirty boxing, but you got to look at the maturity of Justin Gonzalez. He's fighting a guy that knows how to fight, a guy that's experienced veteran, tough, durable, and he's not falling prey to anything. He's fighting his fight. He's throwing hard shots. He's giving good movement, and he just keeps going back and doing the same thing over and over and over.
Number 5, Andrew Fisher. Fiance, also a fighter. This really is a joy spending time with them. He is a credit to the sport.
Boy, he is. He's such a good person. And, the guys that he helps and stuff, such a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the sport of MMA. And he's going to be an unbelievable coach when he finally decides, you know what, the fight part is done. Now it's time for me to just impart the knowledge on other people.
He has stood in front of Justin Gonzalez here for 13 very painful minutes. You can see the damage. He is wearing it on his face.
Well, he is definitely. Justin is painting a coat on the face of Andrew Fisher right now. That's going to take a while for that to go away.
Andrew Fisher has not lost a fight in 6 years. He's about 1:39 away right now.
You can see how tough he is, though, how durable, man. He's taking some big shots. Nothing's really rocked him. He keeps on just coming back to the center of the cage, engaging. He's just unable to stop what Justin Gonzalez is bringing at this time.
And to the credit of Justin Gonzalez, he didn't try to freeze the round and go for a takedown. He's fought a great fight. Interesting times now at featherweight with Adam Porsche losing the title fight. A.J. McKee moving up. That one got through. How many straight rights?
And notice the body position of Andrew Fisher. Where is he at now compared to where he's been almost the entire fight? It's telling you they're having an effect. It's starting to add up. He can only take so many. And those head kicks that Justin keeps on bringing up, he's blocking it with just that glove.
And that tells you more than anything else ever could. Is that was Andrew Fisher going for the level change, looking for a takedown, and that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of shots.
And he's looking. Gonzalez wants to finish.
That's what he should.
Can he get it?
10 seconds. Grounded.
That was a master class taught to one of the veteran masters of British MMA. Respect earned, respect given.
Tough fight by Andrew Fisher, man. He gave it everything that he had, hung in tough, just was in against a younger, stronger, faster athlete that is on the rise in MMA.
We'll make it official right after this.
Hey, Bellator Nation, follow us across a large array of digital platforms and stay up to date on everything you need to know. Like us on the Bellator Facebook page and see exclusive videos. Follow us and get instant updates on Twitter at Bellator MMA and get a chance to have your tweet live on the broadcast. See amazing pictures on Instagram at Bellator MMA. Join Bellator Nation today. From the gym to the streets, Bellator fans head to BellatorShop.com and gear up in hats, shirts, hoodies, and more. It's the only way to get the same apparel the fighters wear. BellatorShop.com.
This fall, Bellator MMA is bringing the noise. November 18th, the Windy City of Chicago will host the highly anticipated conclusion of the light heavyweight World Grand Prix with a title clash between champion Vadim Nemkov and #1 ranked Corey Overtime Anderson. Plus, lightweight top dog Patricky Pitbull defends his belt against unbeaten Usman Nurmagomedov. And on December 9th at Mohegan Sun Arena, it's the semifinals of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix, featuring Patchy Mix versus Magomedov, and a battle between interim champ Rafian Supastats and the trash-talking Danny Sabatello. The action-packed season of Bellator MMA continues this fall. A dominant performance by Justin Gonzalez. Michael C. Williams will make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go now to your three judges at cage side. Michael Bell, Salvatore D'Amato, and Doug Crosby. All see it exactly the same, 30-27. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Justin Jake Tread Gonzalez.
J-Train is back on the express track, and he's standing by with John McCarthy.
Come here, stud. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Justin Gonzalez. Justin, you put on a clinic there. Your stand-up was sharp. It was fast. You were going up and down to his body, to the head. Is this the best you have felt in this cage?
I feel pretty damn good. I think I can go another 3-4 rounds maybe. You know, weight cut was good. Camp was great. Just put in that work, man. Those high elevation runs. It is what it is, man. That's what we came to do. Mission accomplished.
Well, you put in the work. This is your second win in a row. You've only got one loss on your record. Who is it you want next in this cage?
I told you guys before, everyone on the hit list is on my fucking hit list. Everyone on the rankings is on my hit list, man. I'm coming for all you guys.
Sounds good to me. Congratulations on a beautiful win. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Justin Gonzalez.
Justin Gonzalez came in ranked 8th, and that is now with a bullet, because this is Scott Coker's Contender Series, and Justin Gonzalez's star is on the rise. The cuisine in Italy, as you may know, just world-class spectacular, and they like to do it in different courses. Bellator, just the appetizer, Amanda, for Showtime Sports today.
Sean, thank you so much. Take a look at this. Bellator returns November 18th as we treat Chicago, Illinois to 2 world title bouts. Lightweight champion Patricky Pitbull walks to the cage for the first time wrapped in gold, with hopes to become Bellator's all-time knockout king. But the #1 ranked 15-0 with 13 finishes to his name, Usman Nurmagomedov aims to keep his record clean. And it's time to run it back. The light heavyweight World Grand Prix final is upon us. Either champion Vadim Nemkov or #1 ranked Corey Overtime Anderson taking home the belt plus the $1 million prize. That's Bellator 288 from Chicago, Friday, November 18th. here inside the Allianz Cloud in Milan. We have a great one coming up next, and this is one that specifically fans of UK have been waiting for quite some time. Saul Rogers going up against Tim Wilde. These are two guys that have been circling one another for the better part of a decade, and they meet tonight in the cage for the first time. Let's start with Saul Rogers. He is calling this a new chapter. We haven't seen him in a year. He went to Thailand to train for his last fight, had a lot of freak accidents. He is here, he is healthy, he is more than amped for this one. As for Tim Wilde, he said, look, I know Saul Rogers is strong, but I want to feel that strength. We heard Big John say this week on his podcast that Tim Wilde is a little wild, and he's going to put up a fight in this one. Now, these two guys know each other, but there is no love lost between these two guys. I want to get this quote right. Saul Rogers said, I am bringing the Hangman back. I want to hurt the guy. I want to make him bleed. I want to finish him. Now, on that note, we do want to give a shout out to his 10-year-old daughter, Bo, who is his biggest fan. She skipped her friend's slumber party tonight to stay at home, watch her dad fight in this cage tonight. Sean, back to you.
Man, slumber parties have changed since I was a kid. As Amanda said, they have not only circled each other for a decade, they fought for the same promotion. They have fought on the same card, but tonight, their long and winding roads have finally led them to each other.
On his way now to the cage, Tim Wilde.
Life is full of couldas, shouldas, wouldas. We can't retrace our steps or choose a different sliding door. Tim Wilde spent years being what he calls very loyal to his friends at his old gym. But last year, he, in his words, leveled up, made the move to Renegade. And while he still has his old friends, now he has the Edwards brothers and champions all around. No coincidence, John, that he has won 5 of 6 and told me the other day, you know what? You have to be loyal to yourself.
Look, you got to train with the people that are going to make you the best possible fighter, and that's what he's been doing. His last fight against Alfie Davis, he was the best version I've ever seen. Now, it became a draw based upon a foul by Tim Wilde, but he looked great, and if he can bring back that same guy here tonight, Sal Rogers is in for the fight of his life.
And now to make his way, Saul the Hangman Rogers.
Well, as Amanda told you, instead of a slumber party tonight in Bolton, back in the UK, Saul Rogers' sister's house, there are a couple of young kids sitting in front of the TV. 4-year-old Xander, 10-year-old Bo, Saul Rogers' kids, and they can't wait to watch. They can't wait to see their dad make this walk and fight. The irony, John, is that sometimes Saul Rogers himself can't stand to watch his own fight. Because even when he wins, sometimes he leaves so much on the table he can't bear to watch it back. And that happened last time out.
You know, it did, but Sal is in that position. He is so good at what he does. And when he can use his hands to get into that takedown, people get taken down by Saul Rogers, and all of a sudden they go, oh my God, I can't get up. And he'll just mat return you over and over again, wear you down, and beat you up with an impressive ground and pound. And let me tell you, ground and pound is a skill. To know what to do in that ground and pound, it is something that not everyone does well. Sal Rogers does it extremely well.
We check out the tail of the tape in this one. Same promotion, same card, you name it. Finally, they'll fight each other.
You can take a look at everything. It's very close. The reach is a little bit better for Tim Wilde, but those records are almost exactly the same. These guys have been circling each other for a long time. We're going to find out who's the best.
To Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA moves now to the lightweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Live on Showtime, we introduce first the blue corner. At 5'11", weighing in 155.8 pounds. As a professional, he holds 14 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, fighting out of Wolverhampton, England, Tim Wilde. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'10", weighing in 155.3 pounds. As a professional, he brings 15 victories, along with 4 defeats. Fighting out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, USA, he hails from Manchester, England, Saul the Hangman Rogers. In charge, your referee, Brian Miner.
That man, Tim Wilde, said, you heard Amanda say, he wants to feel the strength of Saul Rogers. Really?
Don't think so.
No, no, you don't.
Because if you're feeling his strength, that means he's on top of you. Not good.
Tim Wilde, as we said, now a renegade. One of the things they say there is, and particularly applies to a situation like this, we don't stay on our back. We don't want to work him down there. We want to get back up, get up, get up. That absolutely apply here.
One of the things you've seen out of Tim Wilde, notice how he is moving to his right. He knows that Sal likes to load up and throw a big looping right hand, and so he continuously moves himself to Sal's left side to take the power off of that if it does land.
Saul Rogers can get wild. Good low kick, trying to set up the front kick.
And all that good movement, Tim Wilde. Sal Rogers is looking for that moment that he can throw his hands to come in for that clinch. Hasn't found it with Tim yet. That's all because of that nice footwork that you're seeing out of him. He's switching southpaw, orthodox, looking really clean right now.
Tim Wilde's only loss in Bellator was to Brent Primus, and no shame in getting caught by that dude.
Well, and he wasn't ready for the ground game with Primus at the time. So, you know, he was brought in there. Take a look right here. This is very important for Sal Rogers, because now that he's got him at least close to being in that takedown position, can he actually make it last? That's the question. There you go, bringing him back over. Now that's a takedown. Now what do you do with the position?
That.
Nice job by Tim Wilde to scramble himself at least back to his feet. But this is where now he does start to feel
strength,
a little bit of strength. And you don't want to give your neck like that.
Nope. That was a gamble that was not worth taking.
It was exactly. He quickly said, that's a mistake. Nice job by Sal Rogers to take that back. And this is where we're talking, you know, you don't realize how strong someone is till all of a sudden they have you in a position and you do your normal technique to try to get out and it just gets stuffed. Nice job by Sal Rogers to come out in the top position there. You feel that man moving. Don't hold on to something that you know you can't keep. Move yourself to a better position. It may not be as good as what you had, but a better position than what's going to end up if you try to hold that one that you're going to lose.
So happy to be at Renegade now. And obviously the big topic here as we get set to see Fabian Edwards is the Leon Edwards win. And John, we got a lot of GMCs out of that. Grown men crying.
Yeah, that's true.
Tim Wilde was one of them. Boy, they would love to see a repeat performance from the younger brother.
I heard a whole lot of people say, you know, I'm not a real emotional guy. They're all blubbering. But it was a special moment. You watch that, incredible.
See the result of the damage. We haven't seen it. Tim Wilde was throwing a lot of elbows there from the bottom.
He threw an elbow inside that I believe cut Sal Rogers somewhere over the right eye. There's some blood on the ground. Oh, it's going for Peruvian right now. Good job of moving that, but he still has that in place with that back. Nice job by Tim Wilde. Fought his way out of it. You can see how purple he was. That was tight for a moment.
So he wanted to feel the strength. He has felt the strength.
Yeah, he's going, well, maybe I don't like it. Back to the Peruvian again.
Right back to it.
He wants to keep that leg up on top. You see Tim trying to push that leg away from his head. It should be over the head. It's not, and that's why the Peruvian won't work at this time.
You see why that necktie is such a highlight when somebody's actually able to do it, because it's really difficult. Tim Wilde scrambles back to his feet, but now he's got a minute to undo the damage.
You can see, just look from the movement of Tim Wilde now, it's not quite as efficient, not quite as smooth as it was in the beginning. And that's all based upon a lot of effort to get out of those submissions. A lot of lack of oxygen for a while.
Best look that we've had at the cut near that right eye. Single leg.
Nice job by Tim Wilde to stop that.
Absolutely. Good start, pretty good finish to Tim Wilde, but Saul Rogers saw that strength in the middle of round one. Coming up next, the co-main event. We've been talking about it for a while. We've been talking about Team Renegade. We've been talking about, the Edwards. Fabian, ranked number 2 now. Man, there are very few animals in this sport left like Charlie Ward. That is a throwback to what a lot of people call the good old days, John, that you participated in. Man, Charlie Ward would have fit in back then.
Boy, he would have fit in perfectly. He's got the right attitude. I just want to go out and brawl. Boy, he's good at doing it, so.
Stay tuned. We go kind of inside the mind of Charlie Ward leading up to this fight. You're not going to want to miss it.
Sound, push back, tempo back. Sound, back me on the line.
Get out of Brian Minor's circle. I like the new Brian Minor tonight. He is taking nothing from nobody.
Oh, that was a nice
special kick.
That was very close to hitting the chin. The knee almost hit the chin of Sal Rogers. That was a clean kick by Tim Wilde.
Now Tim Wilde moving to the outside, mixing up the kicks. Looking at Saul Rogers not wanting to even watch his own fights back. And he told me the other day, what is the point of having these fights if you don't even want to watch the back when they're over? Point well taken.
Sal's a little hard on himself at times, too. But at 155, he dropped to 145. I thought it was a mistake when he did it, but he did it. And at 155, he's got gas. He can go. At 145, he was gassing out all the time.
Went vegan. He tried everything. And look at him now. I mean, I can't imagine. I can probably make a pretty good guess what he actually weighs right now. Day after the weight cut, and he was trying to make 45.
Exactly. Tim Wilde doing a very good job there of fighting off that clinch, getting himself back to range. Nice left hand by Sal. Rogers needs to stop throwing just the ones. Notice he's throwing ones. He's throwing the right hand. He's throwing the left hand. You have someone like Tim Wilde in front of you. It's the 3 or 4 that'll catch him. He's going to be able to stop that first 1 or 2. You can hear Sal Rogers' corner. Wrestle. They want him to come in, use his hands to get inside, but once you work your way inside to where your hands are touching him, that means you can grab that clinch. That was not a smart technique at the time for Tim Wilde. Nice roll through. Little grabby roll right to the top. Nice job by Tim Wilde.
That was good stuff. We're seeing things. We've seen things here in the first 7 or 8 minutes that we didn't see from Tim Wilde 2-3 years ago.
No. He is a completely different fighter. He is much more skilled. His technique is a lot sharper. And he's just better everywhere. His wrestling has gotten so much better. Not so much offensively, but defensively, he is much harder to take down at this point.
So we said we, Tim Wilde speaking about Renegade, we don't accept being on the ground. Saul Rogers had a lot to say about that in the first round, but you could see the way Tim Wilde was fighting. He's trying to get his back off the ground as soon as he could.
Well, this is not a place for Sal Rogers to be. If you're looking at Sal Rogers as a fighter, his submission game is based upon being a top fighter. It's not that he can't pull submissions off from his back, but that's just not his normal game. And so Tim Wilde in this position says, I'll stay here and I'll pound on you just like you did against me, and we'll see what happens in round 3.
People see submissions and they just look at a fighter's record. Saul Rogers' submissions come from pure power. Come from a place of, I'm going to muscle you to the ground, put you where I want you.
Good hips by Tim Wilde there. Nice job. Saw Sal Rogers trying to get that single. He was unable to get that leg all the way because of the movement of Tim Wilde and his hips.
It's been a really good round for Tim Wilde.
Really has.
The new Tim Wilde. And it's funny because we've been talking about these guys circling each other, but the Tim Wilde Saul Rogers saw 7 years ago, 8 years ago, that's a totally different guy.
No doubt about it.
So far for Tim Wilde.
That was a really nice question mark kick by Tim. Right now he's in a groove. He's feeling good. He's got good movement. He's not trying to load up on any of his shots. He's just reaching out and touching Sal Rogers. Right now he's in control of the fight.
Tim Wilde said, Renegade, we don't accept our backs on the ground. Well, that's easy to do when your back isn't on the ground, and it wasn't for that entire 5 minutes. Big round for Tim Wilde.
One, two.
678 days away between fights during COVID. For Tim Wilde, not a original story. So many fighters dealt with it. Did everybody in different ways, whether they actually had COVID, gyms were affected by it, or fights were canceled.
Here was Sauer, that big right hand. It just touched the chin of Tim Wilde. Didn't connect cleanly. It was right at the end of it. But when he went for the takedown, Tim Wilde turned that position. Nice high kick by Tim. Beautiful right, left.
Hey, back up, back up, back up.
Tim Wilde had a really nice round. I have this fight even. Both guys need to go for it to get the win.
I told you stay out of Brian Miner's circle.
Round 3, round 3. Come on, fight.
Not messing around, kids. Everybody stay in the back seat.
I think this is what you're going to see. Beautiful uppercut. Lead uppercut by Tim Wilde. You're going to see Tim on his bike just trying to 1-1-2, pick him apart at range. Sal Rogers needs to get inside and get Tim Wilde to the ground.
Both have done damage here early in round 3. There's a level change.
Boy, he just shut him off too.
Not even close.
What a difference in the wrestling defense of Tim Wilde compared to what we saw early on.
Uppercut begins the combination, then the low kick.
Did Tim get cut on the cheek with a clash of the heads?
Tough to say whether it was that or that early shot in the round.
Not sure if that was just a transfer of blood or what it is. Beautiful job. You saw that switch of the stance by Tim. Came in, 3-punch combination. Right there, 3, 4, 5.
This is just a different guy. And the numbers bear it out.
Boy, cleanly. Look at it, 55 landed compared to 21. Not a big difference in how many thrown. Big difference in landing.
And I'm with you that Rogers won the first round, but I wouldn't. I've seen crazier things.
His win in round 1 wasn't as clean as Tim's in round 2, but you go by the round. Nice job by Tim to kick out of that. Very hard to hold on to a leg, especially in the third round. And there's no shoe at the end for you to get that grip on. Foot just slips right out.
It's about Anthony Deasy, a strong wrestler. I knocked him out in 2018. 155, an interesting place with the title fight coming up. Usman Nurmagomedov challenging for Tricky Pitbull. AJ McKee is there now. Benson Henderson's still there. When you dangle a carrot like a Grand Prix out there, everybody's ears perk up.
Yeah, they do. Well, everybody, you know, we were talking about all the different fights at 155. All these guys, they want in that tournament. Who does not want a shot at winning $1 million?
Does Pitbull or Nurmagomedov go into the Grand Prix as champion? Up in December, got some work to take care of. Bantamweight Grand Prix.
So I was able to treetop that leg. Yeah.
That's how he finally gets the takedown. We are late in the round.
Tim Wilde scrambling right back to his feet. Just cannot make the mistake of leaving his neck out there. Here goes that Peruvian again.
He must have seen something. He has hunted for this.
It is tight. He was able to get that leg up again, get himself out. But
now, not only are you slicker,
he's going to jump to it. He's going to jump to it again, though.
He is, but not only are you slicker now, and it's harder. Now you got the blood coming from both guys.
That's right. And this could be a big turn of events because right now you have to have Tim Wilde winning the third round right now, but it could switch.
Depending on, Sal Rogers has the position, but he's got to be on offense with it.
Yeah, and do some damage.
Get the feeling that Tim Wilde can just get up again and stay on his feet, which he does. That may be the story. That may be what we're talking about 5 minutes from now, is Tim Wilde's ability to stay on his feet and get back on his feet. He tuned Sal Rogers up in round 2. Really good stuff. Worth the wait for these two. They go the full 15. Can you imagine, John, Tim Wilde fighting this specific fight he just fought 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Not a chance.
I'll tell you, it's amazing how much better he has looked in his last 2 fights. His movement is cleaner. Everything, just the timing of what he's doing. He's just a more complete fighter. And the real difference, that takedown defense, it's real now.
Helps to have champions in your corner. As we await the decision, ponder this. Tim Wilde has gone to the cards 7 times. He has never lost. And if John McCarthy was right about round 3, it's going to be 8 for 8. Only one man knows for sure. And that's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go now to your 3 judges at cage side. Your first judge, Michael Bell, scores at 29-28. He sees the fight for Rogers. Your second judge at cage side, Salvatore D'Amato, scores at 29-28. He sees it for Wild. Your third judge, Doug Crosby, scores the fight 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Tim Wild.
Closer than it might have been, but it was a close fight, and Tim Wild's ability to get himself back on his feet and have the fight on its feet, particularly in that second round, was the difference. Well, 2022 starting to fade as the calendar turns to November. What a finish to the year it's going to be. We've already talked about a 4 world title fight, semifinals of the Bantamweight Grand Prix, and just when you were wondering what you were going to be doing New Year's Eve, surprise, we're going to have you covered there too. This fall, Bellator MMA is bringing the noise. November 18th, the Windy City of Chicago will host the highly anticipated conclusion of the light heavyweight World Grand Prix with a title clash between champion Vadim Nemkov and #1 ranked Corey Overtime Anderson. Plus, lightweight top dog Patricky Pitbull defends his belt against unbeaten Usman Nurmagomedov. And on December 9th at Mohegan Sun Arena, it's the semifinals of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix, featuring Patchy Mix versus Magomed Magomedov, and a battle between interim champ Rafian Supastats and the trash-talking Danny Sabatello. The action-packed season of Bellator MMA continues this fall. Remember those old TV ads that would say after you listed all stuff and they say, but wait, there's more. Because there is more. And one of the great traditions in MMA, New Year's Eve at Saitama Super Arena in Tokyo, Bellator and Ryzen John getting back together again.
Unbelievable as far as the people they're putting on this card. You're taking a look at it. We look at cross promotion. It doesn't happen too much in our sport. It needs to. And Ryzen and Bellator have put together some incredible fights for the start of 2023.
And we're talking about Patricio Pitbull, AJ McKee, Juan Archuleta, some of the best fighters in Bellator going up. Wow, I mean, that's a face-to-face right there. Just the Sakuraba-Scott Coker face-off is going to be worth the price of admission. But when you combine, I mean, Horiguchi making an immediate impact when he came into Bellator after his win in Ryzen in the first place. Look at these fights. This is the best of the best. As you said, it's what we all kind of hope for as MMA fans. And then throw in the backdrop, which you know, the MMA holiday that is New Year's Eve in Tokyo, and this is spectacular.
It's spectacular and something you dream about, but you don't get. You never see champion versus champion from different promotions because no one wants their champion to lose. Both Scott Coker and Saki Kabara have said, you know what? This is what the fans want. This is what we want to give them. They are putting together an incredible card that has nothing but studs on it.
And the beauty of it is, I mean, here's Patricio Pitbull will tell anybody who listens at any time, I can beat anybody in the world. He longs for his opportunity to prove it on this stage.
Oh, well, they already said, well, you could have this person, or maybe you could have this person. He says, I don't care. You give me anybody, I'll fight him. That's all you need.
New Year's Eve, Saitama Super Arena. I mean, that's just, that poster should get you all jacked up. Back to the glory days. If New Year's Eve is a throwback to pride, well, Charlie Ward is a throwback to the fighters of the sport's early days tonight. He stands across from the #2 middleweight in Bellator, who has his eyes on a magical family goal, Fabian Edwards, who right now stands across from Amanda.
Back here in the locker room with Fabian Edwards. Fabian, you're #2 in the rankings. You got the co-main event coming up tonight. I talked to you earlier in the week. You said, look, I'm younger, I'm faster, I'm stronger, but none of that matters. You said, I am smarter than my opponent. How is that, and how do you use that tonight?
Just my fight IQ. You know, when you look at our style, I go out there, I think, I pick my shots, and that's what you see tonight.
#2 in the rankings. If you get the win tonight, should your next opponent be against the champ and Johnny Eblen?
When I win tonight, you know, I'll be shouting for that world title. So, yeah, I'll be shouting for that world title, you know.
Let me ask you this. You got your brother here, Leon, who recently beat Kamaru Usman. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you, appreciate it.
But I want to ask you this, because you're going to be in his corner. What do we need to know about your brother that other people don't know?
That is better than me. So yeah, it's going to be a clean, precise, cold performance, you know, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Him going out there and showing his IQ. He's not just a slugfest, you know, and I think that's going to make a big difference in this fight.
How much would it mean to you for both of you to be world champions at the same time?
It means the world. Like I said, he's done his part, you know. I'm on the way to doing my part, so it can mean the world to us.
All right, so I got to ask you this. Earlier this week, he told us that he cried when you won. He said you guys don't cry a whole lot, but he did cry. And he said he better cry if I become world champion. Would you shed some tears over that?
Yeah, 100%. You know, like that's history. You know, it's never been done before, and it will happen. So we're 1 or 2 fights away, and he'll make it happen. So I'd 100% cry.
How do you get your hand raised tonight?
Like I said, just being the smarter fighter, picking my shots, and just trusting in my coach, trusting in my training.
Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
You can't put the cart before the horse, Amanda, especially when that horse is Charlie Ward. And people still reeling from the Johnny Eblen title win, especially with the way Gegard Mousasi had been rolling. So now, as we look at the middleweight rankings here, what is next? A rematch with the former champ. Don't sleep on Anatoly Tokov, by the way. You might go to sleep. But Fabian Edwards, John, a big performance here. His brother, who we just saw beating a wrestler for the world title, it feels like the stars are aligning a little bit.
Yeah, there is this thing called the MMA gods, and sometimes they like to do these things. And you look at it and you go, look, Fabian Edwards is a talented fighter. Here he is against Lyoto Machida, and he just knocked Lyoto out. Lyoto's a legend in the sport. It just shows you the power that he has. He's got incredible kicks. His accuracy and his distance is amazing, and it's something that Charlie Ward will have to deal with, but Charlie Ward is the brawler. Charlie Ward gets inside. He's got power in his hands, and he will try to take Fabian Edwards down. He will try to get to a position to ground and pound because he believes that he's going to be able to keep Fabian Edwards on the ground. Even if he doesn't, if he can close the distance, take away some of the tools that Fabian Edwards is able to use most of the time, it's going to be a brawl with Charlie Ward.
Yeah, well, the world got to know Leon with that one-kick knockout. Kamaru Usman now, the younger brother, maybe 2 fights away from also becoming a world champion with a throne on which to sit. And if you don't know his story, well, we'll let him tell it.
My name is Fabian Edwards. I'm fighting out of Birmingham Renegade, record of 9-2. I am an all-round mixed martial artist. You can never predict what I'm going to do or how I'm going to get a finish. I would say in my career, I've had more ups than downs. I've learned a lot from those 2 defeats, and that proved in my last fight against Lyoto Machida.
The Edwards brothers are known for their elbows. You should have fucking known.
My brother Leon and I, we're just normal brothers, you know. I was very blessed that when I came into the sport, I had a brother like that, that's in the game, achieve what he's achieved, to show me the ropes. When Leon won his world title, he goes to show to everyone, if you keep working hard and put the time into your craft, then it's going to happen. And I strongly believe by this time next year, we will have 2 of the biggest world title in our sports in Birmingham.
All the middleweights all fucked. Try to calm me out.
Charlie Ward is a 10-4 fighter, fights for Bellator. I'm looking to go 11-4. I consider myself very well-rounded. I can finish a fight quickly or I can grind it out. I'm comfortable either way. But I like knocking people out, obviously.
Another first-round knockout!
If I land on you left or right, you will go out. Simple.
Charlie is a great character. He's basically like the real version of a Tom Hardy out warrior. Like literally goes in, no bullshit, gets the job done, heads home, barely see him on social media or anything like that. He's a fighter at heart. Big fight for Charlie coming up. I feel that this fight is the most I've ever seen Charlie in the gym. It's the best prepared that he's been. There's been no stone unturned for this camp.
I'm definitely at the peak of me being the best I can be, not just with fitness, with everything, because I've dedicated myself.
Charlie's willing to go to the end. You actually have to kill him to finish him because he's not tapping or he's not quitting. Probably a bit dark, but it's the truth.
When it comes to meathead fighters, I think Charlie's right in that category. There's not a lot of thought behind his shots. There's not a lot of setup behind his shots. He relies on his toughness. I don't know where Charlie can fight is by walking down and pressure and trying to throw fucking bombs.
Of course, I will be coming forward. I'm looking for the takedown or to take his head off, one or the other.
Let's be honest, if he tries to play the range game, he's dead, and that's early as well. I play the range game, one of the best, I think, so not a chance he's going to try to keep it at range with me. Like, that would be silly.
It's the biggest fight of my career, of course. It's massive because it moves me on up the ladder. Yeah, it probably gives me a shot at the title. That's the way I'm looking.
I'm currently ranked number 2 in Bellator, so I'm not going to let him steal my title shot. So it's going to make me more dangerous than him.
Yeah, I think Fabian Edwards is overlooking me. 1,000,000%. But that suits me. That's where I think I win the fight.
I'm going to show him there's more about fighting than just closing eyes and bringing punches. I'm going to try to take Charlie's soul.
I don't have a message for him. As far as I can tell, I couldn't give a fuck where he is or what is he doing. No.
I don't know how he views it. I don't care. I'm going in there to hurt Charlie, you know what I mean, and claim my space, the title. I'm in the sport to achieve great shit.
Make no mistake, we're both going to get hurt. It's going to be a belter for everyone involved, you know, so it's going to be a good one. Yeah.
Now to make his way to the cage, relentless, Charlie Ward.
Or were those the eyes of a killer or what? It is a different sport in so many ways from the one Charlie Ward walked into, even as late as he did in his early 30s 10 years ago. And now there's the ability to scout video breakdowns, advancing elaborate technique. But if that stuff is foreign to you, fear not, because Charlie Ward's not going to use any of it. When he was asked to break Fabian Edwards down, he said he's got 2 arms and 2 legs. John, you were there at the start of this sport, the Wild West, the characters, the simplicity. Man, Charlie Ward would have fit into that world just fine.
Boy, he would have. He would have been a character just like he is now, though. When I first met Charlie Ward, he gave me one of the greatest lines I'd ever heard. And he told me, he says, John, I want you to know I like you. And I don't even like myself. You know, and that's who Charlie Ward is. He is an awesome character, but he's also a tough fighter. This is a guy that will go in and fight against anyone. He is a brawler, but he believes that he can take Fabian Edwards down and hurt him on the ground. We're going to see if that's possible.
Now making his way, the assassin, Fabian Edwards.
You know, fry is so easy. And when you're rolling with the army that is scary.
Well, sibling rivalry is as old as, well, I guess that would be Cain and Abel. But how about sibling inspiration? Because as we've been talking about all night, when Leon became a champion, there were grown men crying all over the world, including his brother, who may have been at the top of the eyes leaking list. But it's a different list they're eyeing now, because how many brothers have been able to both become world champions? Nick Diaz was, Nate wasn't. Big Nog was, Little Nog wasn't. Fedor was, Alexander Emelianenko wasn't. 11 months ago, when Patricky Pitbull knocked out Peter Queerley, he and Patricio became the first. Fabian Edwards and Leon become the second.
That's what they want. We'll see if he can make that happen. But if there's one thing we know about Fabian, look, he's a superior athlete. He is fast. He is explosive. When he decides to go, you got to stand by and look and go, man, that guy has got power, speed. He's got everything. And the thing that it really has improved in is his grappling game, because he came in as a striker just like his brother. His brother improved. He did the same. He went on the same trek with him, and now he is a difficult man to take down.
Charlie Ward hasn't been stopped in over 5 years. Fabian Edwards never has. Buckle up.
Just take a look at this. You know, what you're looking at, 29 years of age. Fabian Edwards not even right at the point of being in the, you know, the peak of his career. He's still got ways to go. Charlie Ward, he is at the peak, and hopefully he hasn't gone down. He's trying to prove that he deserves to put a beating on the younger man and get a title shot.
To Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA now features tonight's co-main event live on Showtime. 3 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner, At 5'11", weighing in 185.2 pounds, his professional record, 10 wins, 4 defeats. By way of Mount Mellick, he fights out of Dublin, Ireland, relentless Charlie Ward. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner. At 6'1", weighing in 185.4 pounds, coming off a career-defining first-round knockout victory. He's now ranked number 2 and enters tonight with 10 professional victories, 2 losses, fighting out of Birmingham, England, Fabian the Assassin Edwards. In charge, your referee, Blake Grice.
Fabian, come from this way, please. This side. Gentlemen, you know the rules. I do expect a clean fight. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. You want to touch gloves? Do it now. Good luck to you both.
As if the plot wasn't thick enough, one of the 2 losses Fabian Edwards suffered was to Costello Van Steenis, who sent out a little message earlier tonight here in the prelims with a dominant performance that said, in case you forgot about me, don't. Yeah. The number 2 ranked middleweight in Bellator, looking for the win that may push him towards Johnny Eblen in that world title. What's been interesting about the week is that we have heard a ton from Charlie Ward's camp, from his coaches, about how lean he is, how consistent he's been, but we haven't heard much from Charlie Ward, as he has not been around, which is pretty unusual in a big fight week.
You know, Charlie, normally he'll talk and he'll give you great lines. This one, he just said, I trained hard. I worked my ass off. I'm going to prove to everyone that I belong. And so, now's your shot.
There is a great advantage to being painted in the storyline as that other guy when everybody has moved on to what they think might happen next. And you could come in and kick their sandcastle down.
One of the things is you're looking right now, take a look at just the position of Fabian Edwards and how he has taken that basic center of the cage and he's making it to where Charlie's the one on the outside. It's kind of long distance if he wants to get him to the cage. Just off the bat, Fabian is showing you good fight IQ, being smart about where he's at and how he's going to attack Charlie. Didn't come out, normally Fabian, super fast starter. He didn't come out fast at all. He's taking his time. He knows what's on the line here with this win.
No one is suggesting it was peak career Lyoto Machida that Fabian Edwards knocked out. But when you consider who he had been in with and who couldn't do what Fabian Edwards did, there's no other way to spin that except ultra impressive.
And honestly, how easily he did it and the way he did it starting off with the elbow just shows a full range of attacks. Fabian Edwards, he's dangerous everywhere. Dangerous in the clinch, definitely dangerous on the outside with his speed and his kicks.
Knocking him out in the first round. John Jones didn't do, Rampage didn't do it.
He just missed that straight left hand.
Not by much.
There he did not miss. Oh, that was a big shot. He hurt him. Charlie was on bottom legs.
Charlie Ward trying to regain his footing. Fabian Edwards went to the second one and lost his footing.
Yeah, that was a lucky fall for Charlie because Charlie was in serious trouble. He was hurt with that one. Fabian should not accept the position here. Fabian should start to work, get his feet on the hips, start to work Charlie Ward off because Charlie's still buzzed. There's no doubt about it. He got hurt bad.
That could not have come at a better time for Charlie Ward. As he can regain his senses. That head kick wobbled him. Charlie Ward has been stopped, but it's been 5 years. Fabian Edwards just the 2 losses, the split decision loss to Van Steenis, and the unanimous decision loss to Austin Vanderford.
This is exactly what Charlie Ward wanted, man. Get Fabian Edwards to the ground and just wear on him.
Always fascinating. Sorry, John, to hear the coaching is fascinating. Because you could be thinking one thing, and they have trained something differently, they have drilled differently. And maybe from the scramble. Wow, he got caught. Short right by Charlie Ward.
Nice job of getting back to his feet by Fabian, though. Once he finally dug in that underhook and got to his side, he was able to work his way back to his feet.
Just looked to be really turning heavily Fabian Edwards' way, and then he lost his footing on that second head kick attempt. That turned it around a little bit. Through one. That's some heavy breathing.
This is what started the whole thing off. That beautiful kick right to the right side of Charlie Ward's head. He was on some slippery stilts right there. But Charlie, right at the end of the round, you saw that beautiful right hand. It did touch the chin of Fabian. Did not have quite the same effect.
You ever have coaches that were trying to get 65 seconds out of 60?
More
Get
than that.
out.
More than that.
Are we ready? Charlie, you ready? Fight!
Probably no surprise there. Of course, Fabian Edwards was in some precarious spots late in the round, but he took one shot, and that's about it.
That's it. And even when they were on the ground, he didn't really take any damage. Oh, look at this.
Easy.
And that's what I'm talking about when I say Fabian is a different animal now. Now he has some wrestling. Defensive wrestling, offensive wrestling, taking Charlie down. That's something Charlie did not expect from Fabian Edwards. And not only is he down, he's almost in the mount.
Tell you what, if that was in the middle of the cage, he would have been able to pass.
Yep.
He didn't have room.
Nice, beautiful back take. Still needs to move. There you go. Don't settle for the position. Nice job by Charlie to get back to his feet. Beautiful mat return.
This is the evolution of Fabian Edwards here this last 25, 30 seconds.
Beautiful job by Fabian to get his hooks in. Charlie, nice job of sliding him off. Felt him get a little bit high, shook him down.
So Charlie Ward told you he's happy to grind it out.
Nice turn by Charlie.
Leave you fucking away with that fucking trick, right? Fuck you. Oh, time!
Well, that escalated quickly.
Hey! Neutral, it's a groin shot. You okay? Okay. You've got some time if you need it.
A shot to the cup along the fence is nothing new. You generally don't hear that conversation go on after.
Clean. It was an
That's
accident.
exactly it. It's like, well, one part of that is something we see all the time. The other part,
not so much.
Quite so much.
You good? You ready to
Well,
fight?
Fabian Edwards, he is glaring a hole right through Blake Grice.
Nah, it was an accident. Hey, I didn't even see it happen. It's all good. Here we go. We ready?
You're Blake Grice say, I didn't even see it happen.
See now, Charlie makes those kind of big lunging attempts.
He ate 2 good moves now. Charlie Ward coming strong. Fabian Edwards trying to stay safe, change his levels.
Nice job with the head position by Charlie.
It's been there have been some good things here positionally for Charlie Ward, but he hasn't really done damage. He's taken some.
No doubt about it.
Change, another easy takedown. Again, Fabian Edwards hurt by the positioning here against the fence.
Right in the mouth. Charlie used a lot of strength to actually throw him off like you're seeing right there. He was successful with it, but that's a big burst of energy, and you can only do it so many times.
Fabian Edwards got that first elbow in, and now you can see the immediate damage. That cut on the forehead that first elbow did. Both have had their moments positionally, John, but Fabian Edwards is the one doing damage.
Yeah, exactly the difference. Right now, Charlie hasn't really been able to damage Fabian in any fashion, but Fabian, multiple times, has done damage on Charlie Ward. Charlie working himself really hard here. Fabian, you want to break him down. A lot of heavy hip pressure, drive those legs through. Don't let Charlie stay in that position. Great job by Charlie to fight his way out.
Trying to flatten out an elephant.
It's like flattening out a tank. You're right. But all of that gas burn, you can see, yeah.
Got back to full mount quickly, and that allowed another quick elbow to get in.
This is what happens when you start to use power, and Charlie's got power, but you use power over and over, it empties your tank, you get tired.
And you can't use power from there.
Nice side choke looking here.
Fabian Edwards trying to get into it.
Good positioning by the knee, but he needs to drop the hips down. Dropping the hips will make it work a lot tighter. Charlie fighting it off.
Neon belly trying to decide which way to go with it.
I'd really like to see him drop that knee off of the belly onto the side and drop his hips down. That's the reason it didn't work. There's too much space there.
Left got in. Edwards avoiding the big shot.
Great scramble.
That was a great scramble to keep this round safely in the bank. That was what you see after any scrape in a pub in Dublin.
I'll buy you a pint.
Exactly right. That's exactly what that was.
Here you see when Fabian Edwards got that mount the second time. Look at the elbows right away start. Heavy shots. Those are landing clean. You're seeing Charlie trying to block him with the arm. Elbow in the stand-up position, gets to the back. Beautiful elbow again, but that lost balance and then waited for Charlie, tried to land the up kick. It didn't happen.
What does the tank have left in it for this third round?
It is the real question. Charlie has put a lot out in that second round. But I've never seen Charlie actually look so composed during a fight and so good as far as he has used a lot of energy and he's still ready to go.
You ready? You ready? Fight!
He has been largely in this fight what he said he was going to be, but he's facing someone younger, faster, more athletic. Not much question through two.
Nah, I don't think there's any doubt who's won the 2 rounds. But Charlie's made a fight of it. Every time that Fabian gets a position or does something you think, oh, this could be the end, Charlie's been fighting his way out of it. You got to really be impressed by it.
Got through. There's the level change. First couple of takedowns were easy, and this one was too.
Right in the mount. Right in the mount. And now's all that time that you saw Charlie using that power to be able to get himself out. Does he still have that in him? Does he have enough gas to use that power? Nice S-mount. You see that foot up towards the hips. That's a nice use of the position by Fabian Edwards. Now he's driving.
Got hooks in.
And he's got those hips flattened out. Right now, Charlie's kind of crunching down on the gloves and the hands of Fabian. But once Fabian's able to pull out and those hips are flat,
that's a big problem.
That is a big problem. You can see Fabian trying to work those hands free. Charlie's doing nothing as far as he's holding on for everything he has to keep those exactly where they're at.
He's defending, but he's down a couple of touchdowns, so that's not going to help. Such a smart fight fought by Fabian Edwards. Turns him, got the body lock. Block on his side, position is on his side.
Well, when Fabian Edwards came into Bellator, you know, look, everyone, he's a striker. The way to beat him, you got to take him to the ground. Look what he's working on now. He is systematically developing a ground game, making himself better in all aspects of the sport. That's what a winner does. And Charlie really stuck with his figure 4. Charlie needs to turn towards his left side. He needs to put Fabian's foot onto the ground to make it to where he can't squeeze so much and he can possibly turn inside of it. This is not looking good right now. It's not so much that it's under his chin, but it's cutting off just the airflow to his mouth. It can go through his nose, but he's just putting up with pressure.
Fabian Edwards incrementally improving his position, moving closer to the finish line. This has been a masterclass in a lot of ways.
Now he's going for the choke.
I asked him if he felt he needed to finish the fight, if he needed one of those spectacular finishes. He said, I need to win. I need to win, and I'm going to win impressively. As you start taking chances against a guy like Charlie Ward, and your title shot will fade away. Instead, this has been a dominant performance.
Are you going to do on this, bitch, are you? Shut up a little bit. You live, bitch. Look at you, fight. Look at you, fucking holding on. Number 2 in the world. Number 2 in the fucking world. Let's do it.
The game within the game.
And that is what happens inside the cage all the time. Most people don't hear it, but that's going on all the time.
Admit it. Come on, easy. Come in. Come on. Tell me if you see it or not. Come on. Are you fucking juicing or what? What you see.
When you dream of someone whispering sweet nothings in your ear, this is not what you have in mind.
Well, it all just depends on your attitude and what you want to do.
What you were born to do.
For dear life. For dear life. Holy shit. Come on. Finish me. You're not able to. You're not able
They shared the cage.
Easy.
They may be sharing a pint later, and now they share a moment.
Come on, get up, Charlie, get up, 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 up. Charlie, listen to me, up. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Relax. I know. You're talking. You.
Yeah. You had me. You had me.
Okay.
You do.
Fight's over. Okay. Okay. I'm just making sure, boys. Talk all you want. Okay. All right. They're good now.
You can train John Blake Rice to be a referee. You can't train him for that.
Yeah, certain situations start. A lot of emotions in fights.
Well, I imagine you're going to be hearing that a lot on social media. That's going to be replayed over and over and over again. The fight and the conversation. But now the conversation can turn to Fabian Edwards and what is next. Is he one step closer to the championship dream that his brother realized? I'm sure by the end of the night they'll be texting to each other. Charlie Ward took some serious punishment. That head kick in the first round that was potentially very dangerous in this fight, but Edwards going for the second one fell down. That kind of turned the fight and prolonged it. Michael C. Williams will make this official.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we'll go now to your three judges at cage side. Your first, Jared Villel, scores the fight 29-28, while judges Brian Miner and Salvatore D'Amato scores it 30-27. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision. Fabian, the Assassin Edwards.
Fabian Edwards accomplished what he wanted. Came in ranked number 2 in the middleweight division. Now he has another quality win and a dominant win. Now with his new best buddy, Charlie Ward and John McCarthy.
I'm here with your winner, Fabian Edwards. Fabian, that was a tough fight. You landed a big-time kick in the first round. Did you think you were going to be able to put him away?
I landed a kick that would have put away 90% of the middleweights, you know. So, like I said before I came in this fight, Charlie's solid. I just want to apologize to the fan for that shit fight. That's not the best Fabian Edwards. I don't know if some of you that can understand me, but yeah.
Fabian, your brother won against a wrestler. The guy that is the champion right now in the middleweight division of Bellator is a fantastic wrestler in Johnny Eblen. Is that the fight that you should be getting next?
Yeah, I don't really care. I don't care. That performance don't speak for me, innit? You know, I know a lot of people are looking, thinking, it was a crap performance, but that's not me. You know, that is not me, but we got the win. We got the win. That's it, innit?
Congratulations on a very good win against an incredibly tough man. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Fabian Edwards.
5 straight wins and on the doorstep now, chasing Johnny Eblen and the middleweight world title. Fabian Edwards, a dominant win in the co-main event, which, Amanda, leaves us one final piece of business.
Yes, Sean, let's get you ready for our main event coming up in just minutes. And I got to tell you, this fight is absolutely fascinating. These two guys coming from complete different directions. You have Adam the Bomb Piccolotti going up against Mansour Barnaoui. Who is that? We'll tell you in just a second here. Adam Piccolotti, this is by far the biggest fight of his life going into this one. It is his first main event. He said he almost dropped the phone when he got the call. He doesn't want to waste it. He wants to put on a show to try to get into that lightweight Grand Prix next year for $1 million. As for Mansour Barnaoui, everyone wants to pay attention to this guy. He may be one of the most talented fighters out there that perhaps you've never heard of. He's a multiple promotion champion. He'll sort of disappear for a little bit, then pop back up. The last time we saw him was 3 years ago after he won $1 million tournament. 18 of his 19 wins have been by knockout or submission. He has never been finished, and look at that focus. That is what you're going to see for all of us. Now, Sean and Big John, I'm going to send it back down to you with a question, though. As for Adam Piccolotti, this is his first fight out of the country. Mansour Barnaoui, this is the 10th time, the 10th different country he has fought in. How does that play into tonight?
You know what? It's the first thing I asked him about right when we walked in, because everybody had to travel here. There's a lot of new things for Adam Piccolotti to deal with.
There's so many new things. First off, this is a 5-round fight. He's never been in a 5-round fight. This is a main event. He's never had that whole era of being that guy that has to do all the interviews, all the media, all the things that come with being a main event. It's different. And then he's got a guy that he's going to be facing that people haven't seen in 3 years. So there's a lot that can change there. There's a whole lot coming at Adam Piccolotti, but I think he's handling it very well.
And here's the thing about Barnaoui. 3 years away, and he's a mystery, but he's not the perfect kind of mystery, and that's a hard fighter for Adam Piccolotti to scout.
Well, he is so good everywhere. When you look at a fighter, you're looking for the weaknesses. All right, where can you attack this guy? At range, this guy is super long. He's got about a 77, 78-inch reach. So he's very good long, and he's got a great team. In the clinch, he is devastating. And on the ground, he submits black belts like they are nothing. This guy's got a rear naked choke. This is incredible. His half guard sweep is remarkable to me. This guy's the real deal.
He has fought at the highest level for years. He just hasn't fought in a while, and that is the mystery. The moment has arrived. The familiar face against the great unknown with ultra high stakes in the main event.
Set now to make his way to the cage, the Afro Samurai, Mansour Barnaoui.
True French translation for been there, done that. But as we look ahead to 2023 and a lightweight Grand Prix that's brand new, Mansour Barnaoui has in fact been there and done that. He entered the sport winning a lightweight tournament. 5 years later, he did it again, and $1 million, launching the career. One of the top prospects in Europe. One of the few blemishes, a controversial 2013 loss at age 22 to Islam Makhachev. It has left him focused not only on getting into the Grand Prix if he can, trying to become a world champion, but unfinished business with John, the guys you call those Dagestani boys, the MMA royalty. It is the Nurmagomedov family.
Yeah, you know, he wants to be the Nurmagomedov hunter. He says, I want Usman Nurmagomedov. I want all of these guys again, because he feels that he got cheated when he went to Russia and took on Islam. The keys for Barnaoui, very simple: pressure, pressure, pressure. Use your length, be all the way in or all the way out. He's just good everywhere.
And now, to make his way, Adam the Bomb Piccolotti.
A fighter's life changing when he or she becomes a parent is nothing new. Everything changes. The world as you've known it is irretrievably changed. That's normal. But what happens when it's not? What happens when your biggest worries go from getting the car seat in right to a newborn that has to be put on oxygen to survive? When Adam's longtime girlfriend Lauren gave birth to Dominic in August, we found out immediately that the new son was a fighter as well. And a younger fighter, John, that we have seen have his eyes come off the ball for far less, managed his way through that, and training for his first main event. Dominic, his son, is fine, and his dad may be better than ever.
Look, this is his chance. You're always looking for those opportunities to put you into that position you want to be. For Adam Piccolotti, he needs to be very careful in the clinch and be wary of the knees of Barnaoui. Scrambles are critical for him. If you get in the scramble, you must come out on top. Do not stop until you end up in the position you want to be in.
The 4 losses you're about to see, next to the name of Barnaoui, all decisions, all to world-class fighters.
Then you can take a look at the reach difference here. It's 71.5 to 77 inches for Mansour Barnaoui. He is a very long, lightweight fighter. You got to be very careful on the outside.
The moment has arrived. Both of these two chasing a spot in the lightweight Grand Prix, and maybe, just maybe, the world title about to crystallize in front of our eyes. Main event time is Michael C. Williams time.
Bellator MMA live on Showtime from Milano, Italia, here inside the Allianz Cloud. The time has come for the main event of the evening. 5 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Sanctioned by the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation Chairman James Gessner. Supervising at cage side, Mr. Mike Mazzulli. And now, first, introducing the blue corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 154.6 pounds. Riding a 7-fight win streak tonight. He makes his Bellator debut, bringing 19 professional victories, 4 defeats. Fighting out of Paris, France, presenting the Afro Samurai, Mansour Barnaoui. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 5'11", weighing in 155 pounds even. The Bellator veteran stands with 13 professional victories, 4 defeats. Out of Half Moon Bay, California, USA, introducing Adam the Bomb Piccolotti. When the bell rings, the referee in charge, Jacob Montalvo.
Square up this way. This way, guys. All right, gentlemen, we're going to know the rules. Let's have a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my commands at all times. Touch it up.
One of the most visible fighters in Bellator history, facing a guy who hasn't fought in 1,249 days. And immediately the level change of the takedown for Piccolotti.
Very smart move by Adam Piccolotti. This is where Adam works best. If he can get in the top position here and hold it, that's where he wants to be. But he has to be very careful of the sweeps. The half guard sweep of Mansour Barnaoui is just outstanding, as you're just watching it right there.
Now, keep an eye on Piccolotti. Patrick Mahomes has nothing on him when it comes to scrambling.
Nice omoplata attempt by Piccolotti. You see it, Barnaoui sitting up with it. Smart. You don't want to let your head get down low. You keep your head up high. Walk your way through it. Watch the triangle. Nice job by Barnaoui's. Very adept on the ground. You're seeing Piccolotti going after a lot of attacks right here.
Now, part of the mystery when it comes to Barnaoui is Piccolotti went hunting for the arm.
Went hunting for the arm bar, right back to the omoplata.
The great mystery all week, I kept waiting for someone in the media to ask Barnaoui where he has been for 3 years. And then I realized when we got 15, 20 minutes with him, we spent...
Oh, nice armbar attempt. Sorry.
No, that's... but again, we ask question after question, and it's just mystery upon mystery.
It was the first thing we both said when we saw each other. I got to ask you, where you been for 3 years? And we really never even got the answer.
Changing camps, there was COVID, and then I was right.
Piccolotti has thrown up a lot of different attacks here, and nothing is ended up working for him. He needs to stay confident with what he's doing, though. Don't get discouraged from this. Don't feel like, oh my God, everything I'm doing is not working against him. Just keep moving. This is what I was talking about. Right now, he needs to work towards that scramble, start working towards that top position. Don't stop.
The only guy to ever sub Piccolotti was Goichi Yamauchi, who is a savant beyond savant.
One of the things that you're looking at with Barnaoui that makes him so difficult when you've got a guy that has really long levers, meaning long arms, long legs, sometimes they can put their arms in places and get where it's stretching past the norm. It creates a problem for you if you're not used to dealing with someone of that length.
Now
Barnaoui's got that body triangle.
Out of position, Adam Piccolotti has been in a lot.
Adam right now is dry, so it's hard for him to move. Barnaoui landed a lot of good shots.
See the long legs. Back his way out without getting flattened out.
And one of the things that I noticed with Barnaoui, every fight that I've ever seen him in, this guy can go and he does not get tired. He'll go and he'll put a lot of energy out in the round, and he gets to the next round, and after that 1 minute break, man, he's ready to go. Very impressive. Nice job. Look at the hip extension here. Notice the body positioning of Adam Piccolotti. That's a lot of pressure on him right there. Barnaoui's just pulling.
You can push off the cage. You can't put your fingers in it.
Can't use it to control your position or your opponent. Right now, you're seeing Barnaoui just stretch Adam Piccolotti.
Rare you see Adam Piccolotti controlled like this, unable to scramble.
Piccolotti in a position, you're seeing Mansour just try to take the neck and just put pressure on him, stretch him out, look for that opportunity where he can wrap his hand around that neck. Great job of controlling the hands by Adam Piccolotti.
Barnaoui has kept that triangle on the whole time. Kept him locked. That allows him to drop that elbow. Piccolotti started the fight with the level change. He got it to the ground, but after about a minute, it was all Barnaoui.
Right to the mouth still.
Great.
Barnaoui has fought 5-round fights before. Piccolotti has not. Amanda talked about the worldwide experience. Piccolotti has not had.
Here's the takedown by Piccolotti. It was beautifully done. Gets the double leg, but it was that half guard sweep, and I see him do it all the time. He's super effective with it. You saw Piccolotti going to the omoplata here, and it was a beautiful attempt, but as soon as you saw the head get high, things started to stop. Piccolotti went to a straight armbar, wasn't able to get it, and then the shots started raining down, and things started turning from this point. Piccolotti had a lot of attacks in the opening minute of the round. He started to slow down. Once Barnaoui was able to just hold position, he just started to effectively take over in the round.
Mouthpiece in. All right, round two, guys. Fight.
No shirt, no problem here in Milan. Piccolotti started fast in round one.
He did, but we got to see, does he go back to what he tried in the first round?
We talked about Makachev, but Tuz Gamrot.
Right to take in the back. Look, when you're looking at what he just did that against someone who is a very good black belt, understands body position, and this is what I've seen from Mansour in all of his fights. He is so long, he's able to do things that other guys can't. He just moves and takes the back smoothly in ways that other guys just can't do. Adam trying to control that so the figure four can't get locked in. Puts all the way through. Here comes the figure four. You see that trying to hold it so he can't lock it in. He needs to be very careful of his neck.
He's playing that balancing act between trying to break up the body lock and leaving his neck exposed. This is jarring, seeing a black belt pushed around like this on the ground.
We talk about it all the time, Sean. There's just levels to everything.
Yeah, there is.
And you'll meet a guy that he's so good, and then you'll watch another person go against him, and they just tear him apart. It's like, man, something you just don't expect. But everyone's got a level, and you got to always reach to make your level just a little bit more. Right now, he's going for that rear naked. It's tight. You're seeing him reach up with both hands. Nice job of getting it off. Barnaoui could look for a Suloev stretch there. No. When you see that leg of Piccolotti up, now he's trying to trap the arm with it.
The good news for Piccolotti is that a lot of his defense here has been good. The bad news is he's been on defense the entire fight.
That's tight.
He ran out of escapes. He ran out of defense. And it was worth the wait for Mansour Barnaoui. He dominates a jiu-jitsu black belt and a savant on the ground, and his Bellator debut was as impressive as he could hope. There is a new name on the list at 155.
Yes, there is. That was incredibly impressive when you look at the background and the ability of Adam Piccolotti as a ground fighter.
He had been setting us up since minute 2 of this fight.
And here was that beginning in the second round. Look, he pushes the hips. He's able to get that hook. He takes the back. And this is what he does continuously in every fight that I've watched. This guy takes positions and turns things around on his opponent without them realizing it's starting to happen. And then when he gets the back, it's just a matter of time before he gets that rear naked choke. He is a master of it. I want to say he's got about 9 submissions that are all rear naked choke.
The 13th submission win of his 20 career victories, subbing a guy who had only been subbed once before in a 9-year career, and that by a savant in Goichi Yamauchi. He doesn't have the look of a dominant fighter. He doesn't have the smile of a dominant winner, but he was tonight, and Michael C. Williams will tell us exactly how dominant he was.
Ladies and gentlemen, in tonight's main event, it comes to an end officially 2 minutes, 51 seconds into round number 2. The rear naked choke brings on the tap. Your winner by submission, the Afro Samurai, Mansour Barnaoui.
3.5 years away from the game, 3.5 years away from the cage, and when he returns, he steps right into a main event spotlight and does not disappoint in a dominant performance over a Bellator mainstay. Mansour Barnaoui standing by with John McCarthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Mansour Barnaoui. Mansour, what was it like coming into this cage for the first time?
Comment tu t'es senti la première fois dans la cage?
Je me suis senti bien, je me suis senti à l'aise avec la préparation de mon coach, mes frères, à tous mes frères qui sont venus me voir aussi. Merci, big up.
He felt very good with his coach, his brother, all his friends in the public. He felt very good in cage in Bellator.
What is it that he wants to do next in this cage? Does he want to be part of that lightweight tournament that's being put in by President Scott Coker?
Il demande qu'est-ce que tu vois pour la suite au Bellator? Est-ce que le tournoi t'intéresse? Est-ce que c'est ça ton objectif?
Bah, je suis venu ici pour Bellator pour prendre la ceinture, comme l'a dit mes amis, mes frères.
He come to Bellator for take the center, and he told me all the category lightweight is warned. All the category is warned.
So everybody's on notice that this man's here. Congratulations on a beautiful performance. That was a great win. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mansour Barnaoui.
He has been the Bama lightweight champion. He's been the M1 Global lightweight champion. He's been the Road FC lightweight champion. And as you just heard, he has his eyes on becoming Bellator's lightweight champion. An exceptional debut for Mansour Barnaoui. Bellator returns November 18th as we treat Chicago, Illinois to 2 world title bouts. Lightweight champion Patricky Pitbull walks to the cage for the first time wrapped in gold with hopes to become Bellator's all-time knockout champion. The #1 ranked 15-0 with 13 finishes to his name, Usman Nurmagomedov aims to keep his record clean. And it's time to run it back. The light heavyweight World Grand Prix final is upon us. Either champion Vadim Nemkov or #1 ranked Corey Overtime Anderson is taking home the belt, plus the $1 million grand prize. That's Bellator 288, live from Chicago, Friday, November 18th. An exceptional night after a great fight week here in Milan. Justin Gonzalez was hoping for a dominant performance against a very tough veteran, Andrew Fisher, and he got it. Start to finish, and he did it on the feet. Tim Wilde and Saul Rogers have waited 10 years to face each other. Tim Wilde said, I want to feel his strength. He did early, but Tim Wilde turned the fight in round 2 and came up with a split decision win. A lot of bad blood, a lot of conversation between these two. Charlie Ward tried to play spoiler and prevent Fabian Edwards from trying to repeat his brother's magic and getting that world title shot, but there are levels to this, and Fabian Edwards changed them at every opportunity, and a dominant, unanimous decision win. Then, in the main event, the biggest night in the career of Adam Piccolotti, and he was dominated by Mansour Barnaoui. For Amanda Guerra, John McCarthy, I'm Sean Grandi. Thanks for being with us.